Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is set to introduce many different elements into the Star Wars franchise that we have never seen before by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, one great thing about this movie is that J.J. is using Episode 9 not just as a way to end the sequel trilogy, and of course the Skywalker saga, but also as a way to introduce these new ideas to the Star Wars franchise that's really going to make it evolve into something else entirely. So that leads us to a specific sequence that really is very intriguing indeed, involving both Rey and Kylo Ren, as well as others in Episode 9. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for moments based within the third act of the movie. Now, specifically, it's shot descriptions consisting of both Kylo Ren and Rey standing in front of each other with ignited lightsabers. It's described that Rey is holding Kylo's and Kylo is holding Rey's. The next describes both Kylo and Rey charging toward each other, where it's described that once their lightsaber blades clash, the environment around them begins to shift from the First Order hangar bay to the corridors of Cloud City. It's described that both Kylo and Rey have a brief duel in the corridors of Cloud City in the same exact location where Darth Vader and Luke fought. The next describes the environment around them beginning to shift back to the First Order hangar bay, where it said that the ground behind Kylo Ren is starting to crumble. It said that this is when a portion of the First Order headquarters is collapsing, which leads to a bridge battle between both Kylo Ren and Rey over a body of fire, almost mimicking the Mustafar duel between Anakin and Obi-Wan. It's described that Kylo begins to make another strike against Rey using Anakin's lightsaber, where it said that they are now suddenly in the middle of the woods. It's described that this is implied to be Endor, where both Rey and Kylo duel in the woods for a brief moment before the environment once again shifts back to the bridge. It said that this is JJ's way of evolving lightsaber duels and bringing it to the next level. So I really want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, the first thing that I do want to bring up is that the woods definitely do match directly up with what we heard months and months ago, almost a year ago at this point. I think it was back in May when we heard that they were actually planning to shoot over in the Redwoods for Star Wars Episode 9 at the time, the same exact location that they used for Endor in Episode 6, Return of the Jedi, the Redwoods over in California. Beautiful location, by the way. So, we actually have been hearing about this new type of lightsaber duel in Star Wars Episode 9 for a couple of days now, dubbed Flash Fights or something around those lines, basically mixing flashbacks and Force visions with an actual lightsaber duel, as well as the Force Bond sequence itself. It's really mixing everything together into a lightsaber duel scene. You know, think of it like this. In The Last Jedi, we got the hut sequence between both Rey and Kylo Ren. They were able to hold hands, right? They were able to touch hands, I should say. Now, basically what J.J. Abrams is doing is he's taking that idea and evolving it to where they are able to have a full-on lightsaber duel while connected in a Force bond, at least for one of the lightsaber duels in Episode 9, where the environment around them begins to shift. Now, the biggest question of all, are they teleporting or are they actually just having Force visions in the background as they fight? Now, obviously, since this, whole entire lightsaber duel is supposedly dubbed as a flash fight, per se, I think it absolutely has something to do with flash forwards and or flashbacks that have to do with the environment shifting around both Rey and Kylo Ren. However, the most important thing about all of this is to really just, remind ourselves that Kylo Ren is holding Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber from the descriptions, as well as Rey holding the crossguard lightsaber of Kylo's. So basically, they are holding opposite lightsabers. Now, this brings something completely new to the table that we have never seen before in a Star Wars movie, especially within the sequel trilogy. We've never seen a light side user using a red lightsaber and a dark side user using a blue lightsaber full on in a lightsaber duel that's quite extensive. We haven't seen something like that in an actual movie that will be a part of Episode 9, which is honestly really great. Now, the other piece that I do want to go over, which is really intriguing to me, has all to do with the environment around them beginning to shift to the corridors of Cloud City. Now, the corridors of Cloud City, we got a little brief look at this at the very middle point, I would say, of The Force Awakens, where she's in Maz Kanata's castle. We got to see the corridors of Cloud City, so that exact location that you saw in Episode 7 is what's being used for this new type of Force Bond lightsaber duel between both Rey and Kylo Ren. Now, what's really intriguing about all of this is that they are using this as a way to bring us to all different locations that span across all 9 Star Wars movies in order to honor the Skywalker saga, and how each and every time they make a hard strike with these lightsabers, they basically get shifted to a different era of Star Wars. You know, that basically the environment around them is changing. It's pretty much, you know, like flow walking while they're in a lightsaber duel. That's basically what it is. You know, a flow duel or something like that. You know, that's the thing about this movie, is that JJ, you know, we do know JJ. He loves to do wild and crazy things. If you guys have watched Westworld, Fringe, Lost, any kind of projects that he has been attached to, he loves to do these crazy things, and this definitely is way up there. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.